Yeah, so now that we have the hotel officially booked, flight leaves for 9:55, Nick. What time should we get to the airport?
We're going out of Boston,
Yeah, we're going out of Boston.
9:55. I would say just to be on the safe side, probably like what days we leaving? On Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Oh, 8:30. But I say we can probably get there around we tailgate the airport.
That's what I was saying. You beat me to it. I see you do it, get up there, leave the car on campus there, do a little tailgating,
Yep.
maybe pick up like a couple breakfast sandwiches and then, try to get some cornhole, boards, play a little cornhole in the parking garage.
I say like realistically, we get there for like 7-ish, 7:30.
That's so early, bro. Like
fun.
For reference, I just want to let you know when I flew out to California, I flew out at 2:30 on whatever day it was. I walked through security.
Well, Boston's usually a little busy in the morning.
Yeah, but it was crazy. I just like walked right through JetBlue. I was like, oh, this is just.
Well, if our flight's at 9:55, we should probably be there for like 8.
Yeah, which means like I'm just more worried about the traffic going in from Providence.
Yeah. That's going to be the bigger part than actually getting to security.
Then once I get there, a couple of nips in the car before we walk in, just something. After the car is parked, of course, we don't, condone drinking and driving here.
Yeah,
but,
off the record.
But yeah. So yeah, super excited, man. That trip's gonna be awesome.
Gonna have lots of stuff coming at everyone who listens too.
That's right. That's right. Tell it.
Lots of Met stuff, lots of Astros, lots of Braves.
Are you gonna get the Pete Alonso jersey before we get down there?
So here's the thing. I looked up MLB jerseys, and right now the price of jerseys, like current jerseys, is through the roof, dude. It's $138 for a current MLB jersey right now.
Get a Robinson Cano jersey.
Yo.
Yeah, dude, I looked up the Pete Alonso jerseys, and I was like, fuck, dude, I might have to settle for like a t-shirt jersey because the regular jersey is like $138.99. That's too much for a regular.
You know what, Nick? You could have won that if you thought Baker Mayfield wouldn't be on the Browns.
Yeah, but I mean, we can get into it later, but I'm going to touch on it right now because you brought it up. Who hammered the under for the Watson games?
You did.
That was me. I told you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
what was going to happen.
We got to save that because I am so excited to talk about that topic. There's obviously, we missed 2 weeks, because I was out in LA, mingling, with superstars, rubbing shoulders, shaking hands, like, but no, like, for real, like, I'm super excited for this episode.
Did you get monkeypox?
I did not.
All right.
But you have to like have sex to get monkeypox.
I think you know what I don't know what to believe in them anymore. I think it's physical contact, but I do think it's like similar to regular pox, where it's like it has to be like an open thing.
Well, I can tell you open and honestly, I'm not having sex, so there you go, guys.
Fucking nerd.
Fucking loser. I stopped by. Obviously, Morgan knows who he is, Pat Moody. So I grew up knowing Pat. I met him when I was like 16, and he's like an older guy. And his kid, when I met him, was like probably like just born, actually, like super young. And I watched him play in a men's tournament yesterday at the age of 14 and absolutely dominate everybody. Like, dude, he literally like played in the championship. So they lost like a game throughout. So they get to like the first championship game. So they have to win twice. They win the first championship game 11-2. He goes 4 for 4 from downtown. The next championship game, they win 11-7. And he literally scores like 8 out of the 11 points. I was like, this kid's going to be a freshman in high school. He's nasty. So that'll be a name to keep your eye out for. AJ Moody coming up here. Maine's starting to put on for basketball, man. Got Cooper Flagg, got his scholarship offer to Duke already. So I know Morgan's going to be Morgan's favorite player if he gets to Duke.
I mean, it's the acceptable one white dude they offer.
The thing is, though, is like he's making like national like headlines right now because he was like they talked about him on Part of My Take because they were talking about when's the next time a white guy could be the number 1 pick in the draft, and he was the name that they floated out there. So, all right, we want to have Murph bring us in.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Murph, let's bring that beat in and get us rolling. Welcome into the State of Sports podcast. Obviously, you heard us shooting the shit before. We got the normal crew today. Morgan, how are you living?
I'm good.
You look tired.
Nah, I'm good. I sat through fucking Uncharted last night because they put it on Netflix.
What'd you think?
It was terrible. It fucking sucked.
You really do like those games, so I didn't think you would like it, but
I do
like,
too.
No, it was atrocious.
I heard that like it seems like they like phoned both of those performances in.
Morgan's just like, it's just terrible, man. That's just terrible.
I sat through 2 movies yesterday.
You'll have to tell me after I introduce you. Stash, how are you feeling? I know you're on the IL right now, but you're still here battling COVID.
Yep,
You know,
it's true. It's a long fight, but God willing, we're gonna make
Wait,
it.
COVID's real?
gotta keep a warrior
Yeah.
spirit.
Turns out the libs were right about something.
Were they?
Yeah. No, I watched Prey yesterday and Lightyear.
Yeah, all right. You texted me about Prey because it was really good. And normally
Prey was really good.
you don't ever text me about a movie unless you actually think it's really good. So like,
Yeah, it was really good.
scale of 1 to 10, what do you give it?
I would put it at like a 7.8.
Okay, it's pretty good.
It's
And
not as
then-
good. It's not as good as the original, but it's definitely like the second best in the series.
Yeah. And then Lightyear. What do we
Yeah, I
got?
watched Lightyear, and
Was
I
it?
was like pleasantly surprised. I went into it with very low expectations,
Okay.
and it was really good. It was actually kind of sad,
Yeah.
but it was a good movie.
Speaking of sad, let's just talk about what we lost in the past 2 weeks since haven't been, here. I was out in LA, so apologies to you guys. The listeners, hopefully you guys come back after a week off. My fault that we were off a week. I don't have a laptop, so. But Bill Russell passed away.
Yep.
Sad. I was like, so I was out in LA for this news, and I was legitimately sad. And then I saw a TikTok of his last game that he was at, and that is the game that I saw Bill Russell in person.
Really?
Yeah. Which is like super crazy to think about that. Like, Bill Russell was from, me to, 10 feet away from me, just walking by me. And I was like, holy shit, that's Bill Russell.
Thought it was
Just
gonna
like-
live forever.
I did. Like,
Yeah, it legitimately ruined my day.
yeah,
When I
like,
heard about it, I was like, "What?"
yeah, it was, for as
He was
much
up
as
there.
as much as he did on the basketball court, he did just as much off the basketball court.
Yeah.
For, African Americans and just athletes in general, he did quite a bit, and, will always be remembered. Morgan, I know he's a Celtic, but do you have anything nice to say about Bill Russell?
I mean, he was a good guy, great off the court person. There's nothing bad to say about him. It
That's-
didn't ruin my day, but
Or the winningest basketball player in history. So
He's also an actor.
mm,
He's been in like TV shows and movies and stuff, which I didn't know.
I've never seen him in anything.
Yeah.
I know
So-
that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's in a lot of stuff.
Kareem
Yeah,
Abdul-Jabbar.
and everything.
Shout out Sarah. Kareem
Yeah.
Abdul-Jabbar.
No sad news.
Yeah, it really was. It was just like, damn, dude. Like, 88 too. He lived a long, full life, but even still, like, that's a icon in Boston and honestly all over the entire, United States and for African Americans, in this country. He's quite a bit for civil rights and things along those lines.
Yeah, he did.
RIP to Bill Russell. And then we lose another, all-time great, one of the best voices in sports history. Vin Scully passed away.
arguably the best voice.
Yeah. He was so good at his job that he did multiple sports.
He
Like-
changed the voice. Like everybody who watched any sort of sports knows Vin Scully.
You see his resume of games that he's
No.
commentated. You got to look it up. It's like,
67 years of commentating.
but like the important milestone games
my
that this
God,
dude's
like all
called,
of
like it's crazy. It's
All
like
right.
so many no hitters.
Yeah, he was Fernando Valenzuela's no hitter.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I got some of his big ones here from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Scully's list of fame calls include Hank Aaron's record-breaking 715th home run, Kirk Gibson's game-winner home run in the 1988 World Series, Bill Buckner's notorious error in Game 6 of the 1986 World Series, in Dwight Clark's gravity-defying touchdown reception in the 1981 NFC Championship, known as the catch. That's like just those right there.
And I want to say he was on the call for Bonds' 700th.
I mean, which wouldn't surprise me.
That was in LA.
Because Barry Bonds just absolutely annihilated any team in that division. So it wouldn't shock me in the least bit.
Yeah, you went Oppo with it.
Morgan's like, I remember it clear as day.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Bill Russell as an icon, Vin Scully right up there.
Yeah, for real. Like one of like the voices. Like growing up, obviously, we have like the voices. I mean, obviously, John Madden was one of those voices, passed away earlier this year. Pat Summerall as well. Like I can like literally remember Pat Summerall's voice for the play-by-play for when the Patriots went down in 2001 and won that Super Bowl with Brady. And you just have Madden be like, I take a knee here. And Summerall's like, well, doesn't appear like they're going to do that.
So are we on Chris Berman watch now?
Hopefully not.
And just a little side thing, just to give you a sense of his longevity. I mean, obviously everybody who's listening knows who the fuck Vin Scully is, so we don't have to tell them. But you said like Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron breaking Babe Ruth's record and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But also another notable game, Clayton Kershaw's no hitter in 2014.
Crazy.
That's just how long that dude.
Just longevity at its finest. And I mean, I want to touch on some more voices of baseball. John Miller for Sunday Night Baseball back in the day with Joe Morgan. That John Miller call, when I was out in LA, Morgan, you like this. It was me, Murph, and John, and we literally threw on Barry Bonds highlights for home runs. And the one he hits in Yankee Stadium when John Miller goes, this one's on its way to New Jersey. It's just like an all-time call. And the sound that ball makes off of his fucking bat is one of the like no other player I've ever heard has that. Maybe I know Stanton. I was gonna say Stanton's one that it's like Nick and I saw an absolute piss missile out of Fenway last year, and it you heard the sound and you were like, oh, that's gone. Like it's different type of strength.
I heard it when I was at a Braves game and Andrew Jones got a hold of two of them.
Oh yeah.
And
different.
Knew both dead center.
That's awesome. It's just crazy he was born in 1927.
Damn. Great Depression, right?
That's a lot of history.
Yeah,
that dude
won
has
that
seen.
World Series.
Yeah, they won most of them back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 27 was like the greatest Yankees team of all time.
Murderers Row.
Crazy. Crazy.
2 big sports deaths within the span of like
a week
and a half.
Yeah. Sad. All right. I don't want to go from talking about these two legends talking about Deshaun Watson. So we're going to start with baseball first. So the Padres had quite themselves a deadline, huh, guys? Juan Soto, Josh Hader, Josh Bell, all to the Padres as Fernando Tatis begins his rehab assignment. Where do we think the Padres end up in the playoffs? Do they make the playoffs? How far do they get? I want to hear your guys' thoughts as you guys, all guys.
I don't think Tatis is going to come back as great as we'd like him to.
Mm-hmm.
But granted, he has a lot of help now. They're just above 500, but they're in that division. I don't know. They're not catching anybody, so they're obviously going to come in either second or third.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think they make the playoffs.
Oregon?
They're a fringe wild card team. They may get that last spot, but they got some work to do.
Look at all the other teams above them. The Brewers, the Cardinals, the Mets, the Braves, the Phillies.
Well, the Brewers are going to fall off.
Yeah, they could.
They got rid of their best bullpen arm.
He wasn't having that great of a year, though, right?
Wasn't having a bad year.
Wasn't having a bad year?
He started the year with like 27 scoreless innings or some shit.
Yeah, that's decent. Decent, I suppose.
Yeah, no, the Hader's the best bullpen arm in baseball.
But Juan Soto, obviously a good pickup.
So yeah, they get him for 3 playoff runs before they have to pay him. Now, here's the question: do you think the Padres pay him?
No.
He's gonna, no.
I think he's gonna turn it down anyway.
What team does he ultimately end up on?
The Yankees. He just looks and feels like a Yankee.
He'll be what, 26 going into New York, probably with like over a $500 million deal. God damn.
That's the only team that can give him the money he wants.
Dodgers could too.
Uh-oh.
He's not going to the Dodgers.
And
though.
the Cubs. The Cubs could do it too.
If he ends up on the Dodgers,
Cubs, oh
if
my
he
God.
ends up on the Dodgers, I'd be so happy.
I'd stop watching baseball if I do.
I don't know why he wouldn't go to New York with that short porch out there and right.
Yeah, I mean, he might be the all-time home run leader, honestly.
Settle down.
Settle down.
Morgan, what would you do if Juan Soto broke Barry Bonds' home run record?
I
He
ain't gonna
wouldn't.
worry about it.
Morgan's like, you guys know what happened to JFK, right?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Could happen. Anything's possible.
I ain't got to worry about anybody catching Bonds.
Say that now. You say that now. All right. So fringe playoff team for the Padres, even with all these moves. Okay. All right. Trey Mancini gets traded from the Orioles to the Astros, and he is raking for the Astros right now.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Hitting home runs. Yeah, I think he's hit 4 home runs since he's been over there. In
Pretty nice.
5 games.
Decent, I suppose.
Little extra, just a little extra something that team already didn't need.
Are they winning the World Series?
It's them or the Dodgers. I'm telling you.
I still think we got a Subway Series on our hands.
The Yankees cannot beat Houston. They have.
Well, they're not doing well against them in the regular season, granted, but the postseason is a different beast. So
Well, that implies the Yankees can get out of the first round.
they will.
They haven't done in years.
It's a different year, though. I mean, the way they're
It's a
playing is
different year,
definitely.
same team. Da, 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 da.
I don't know if I would consider them the same this year. The way Aaron Judge is playing right now.
Well,
Can he do it in the playoffs, though? I'm excited.
we'll
How
watch
many-
him fold in the playoffs.
How many home runs does that do that now? 638 on the
I'm-
season.
I'm excited to see Aaron Judge in a Red Sox uniform next year.
No fucking way. That's not a chance.
Why not?
Here's
Why
the
would
thing
he-
with the
why would he
Yankees
go there?
is
He's a Red Sox fan growing up.
you got one game to win. What pitcher are you throwing out there? It's
Not Chad.
Garrett Cole.
Well, you have to.
I mean, you don't pay
You
Garrett
have
Cole.
to,
You don't pay Garrett Cole $350 million and not
but
throw that
like
one.
you're trying to win a clutch playoff game.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
You're throwing Garrett Cole.
I'm excited, for the potential somehow the Red Sox even in the wild card still.
No,
Oh, well, you fucking
they're
can't get in
last place in the division.
They are
Get out of here with that.
below
nonsense.
500.
They're dead.
They
They're
are
as bad as the
3 games-
Cubs.
They are 3.5 games behind the Orioles.
Yeah, they're as bad as the Cubs.
Dog days of summer right now, I still believe.
And the Cubs aren't even last in the division, so technically we're better than the Red Sox.
Morgan, you're in the division with the Pirates and the Reds. Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, they're behind the Orioles, and the Orioles are also on a 5-game win streak.
Nice.
It's as Matt would say, GG's in the chat. for the
Chat.
Red Sox.
GG's in the chat. Yeah, what can you do? All right, well, let's move
And
on.
yeah, the Cubs are not better than the Red Sox.
By division standards, we are.
They are at 406.
We're not last place in the division. Just saying.
You play with the Pirates and the Reds. You play with 2 little league teams. Anyways,
They're
Mickey-
almost above. They're just above 400.
Miggy's coming back for another year.
Yeah.
It's a sick move by him to get invited to the All-Star game. Be like, I'm going to come back for another year.
I mean, he's still productive this year. He's hitting like 280.
Pretty good.
Also, speaking of the All-Star game and getting invited, just because it reminded me of Pujols. Have you seen these clips online right now of like players going around or people going around asking people who they think like the greatest baseball player of all time is to other players? Like people are saying Albert Pujols. It's a bit bananas.
I like to do that. Was just like Barry Bonds.
Yeah, like, I've seen some where people are like, oh man, Albert Pujols for sure. I was like,
For
Did he-
what?
did he tell you to say that?
Yeah. How much is he paying you?
That's not fucking true, dude. Come on. I like Albert Pujols just as much as anybody else, but like, let's
I don't
relax.
know if he's like top 20.
Let's relax. Yeah, he's not even a top 20 player.
Yeah, let's take a step back.
Best of all time. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Take a step back. Let's think about this for a minute. Let's be educated. And then like let's make an educated decision.
Yeah.
All right. Morgan, what are the Cubs doing?
Building up their farm system and keeping people in attendance.
How do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it. I mean, I like Contreras. I wouldn't have hated him going somewhere and winning, but I like having Contreras on my team.
Is he a free agent after this year?
Yeah,
Did they sign him?
I doubt it. Because they're also not negotiating with him at all.
Nice.
So we're probably just gonna let him walk.
Speaking of attendance, did you see the video of Camden Yard? Like borderline sold out.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Did you, speaking of attendance, did you guys check the Twitter video I sent you right before we started the podcast?
I did see that. The Rocket City
Our
Trash Pandas.
beloved Rocket City Trash Pandas were firing fireworks into the crowd.
Yep.
What a beloved franchise.
That's a souvenir for a Lucky fan.
You want to know what the mascot, the raccoon, probably knocked it over, you know? I think that's the best nickname in all of sports. Is the Rocket City Trash Pandas. There's nothing better than that.
It's a great name.
The Pensacola Blue Wahoos, or
That was always my team.
I mean, what a raccoon, trash panda? Like, are you kidding me?
It has to be like 100% inspired by the fact that of Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Well, yeah, 100%, obviously.
Because he's a rocket, he's in a spaceship, and I think in the second movie, doesn't he call him a trash panda?
I'm sure.
I think that's just 100% a nod to those movies. But
speaking of that, I think he's gonna die in the third one, but that's just me.
Yikes. Well, we'll be having another memorial.
what is that one? 2027.
It's coming out next year.
Next year.
Yay.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a podcast about Kevin Feige just talking about
I would like to do a podcast just to shit on whatever the fuck is going on right now with that.
We can get into it. You know, we can end this one right when we get done with the sport and boom, right into the podcast. I'm down. I ain't got shit to do. You know, all I'm going to be doing is playing Warzone. I would love to talk about my trip out to LA. You know, meeting the two-time. You know what I mean? But all right, anything NBA related? I know LeBron can negotiate his extension, which him and the Lakers had productive talks about his extension.
Put a pause on that.
What?
I thought I just saw something where they put a pause on the talks.
I'm sure that they did because I don't think LeBron's going back to Cleveland next year. Or I think LeBron's going back to Cleveland next year.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Why would he go back and forth and back and forth?
I mean, they got a better roster now.
Because he's a man-child who can't decide what he wants.
I mean, he's won a ring everywhere he's gone, Morgan. Okay. He
He
has.
should go somewhere else and try to win again.
I mean, realistically, he's just going to end up wherever Bronny goes. And like the rumors for the whole Cleveland thing is like interesting because they haven't extended an offer to Colin Sexton yet because they have enough room if they don't sign him for a max slot next year for LeBron.
I think if he goes back to Cleveland, he looks like an absolute fucking idiot.
I mean,
not that he gives a shit.
Hey, man.
Point, but
Yeah,
like, he looks like a fucking clown if he goes.
Hey,
back to
Nick.
Cleveland.
Hey, Nick. He just wants to go home. You know what I mean?
Like I couldn't even defend that sort of behavior. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm 100% going to defend that sort of behavior when it happens. You know, the king of Akron returning back to Cleveland. Think about what he's going to do for the economy when he gets back, guys. You're not thinking about the people of Cleveland. You know what I mean? They're dealing with Deshaun Watson and, you know, the massage therapist convention right across the street.
Yeah. And when the Browns start winning because of Deshaun Watson, they'll forget all about LeBron James.
They will not take. I don't think LeBron gives a shit about the people of Cleveland.
I think that's probably a smart take. Is there anything else NBA related? I feel like I heard stuff, but there's not really much.
Nothing NBA related.
No.
All right, let's move on to football. Las Vegas Raiders defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-11 in the Hall of Fame game, but football is back, and fuck me, Jags suck. I'm excited for a nice long year. Looking forward to that third straight number one pick.
How many games do you think they win this year? 3 to be safe. 4.
I think if they win 4, they won't get the number one pick. So
They'll tank it.
I think if they win 2, they're not going to get the number 1 pick.
Who's the worst team? Texans?
Houston.
I don't
Name
know.
their quarterback.
Davis Mills. Easy.
The
He had a-
fucking giraffe?
He had a hey, listen, we don't body shame on this podcast, Morgan, okay? He had a great year last year, stepping into a role being like a 6th-round pick.
Who's he throwing to?
Brady Cooks. Brady Cooks is a good receiver.
That guy can't stay healthy.
Dude, he literally has better stats than DeAndre Hopkins since they both switched teams that same year.
That's because Kyler Murray's throwing DeAndre the ball.
I mean, we can talk about Kyler Murray if you guys want to. That little
He can't see when DeAndre's open.
bro, the fact that they had in his contract a clause about him playing video games and studying is fucking hilarious.
They got rid of it.
Did you guys see the Reddit thread?
No.
Somebody made a Reddit thread of every Call of Duty double XP weekend and took his stats from every one of those weekends and compared it to the other weekends that it wasn't double XP. And he is significantly worse on double XP weekends for Call of Duty. Tyler's one of us, baby.
I actually, to backpedal for a second, I did have one thing that we didn't get to bring up about the NBA while we were away. And it just reminded me of it that you said that. Is that Zion has a weight clause
Yeah.
in his contract that his weight cannot exceed his
It's gotta
can't-
be, it's
gotta be
height times something.
height plus body
Body-
percentage. It can't be
body
more than
fat, yeah.
295 or something like that.
Awesome.
That's wild.
Awesome. I love it. I love all these little clauses that comes out in contract because obviously they get leaked to come out for a reason to be like, hey, Zion, might want to lay off the gumbo. Hey,
Yeah.
Kyler, put that in the controller. I know it's double XP weekend, but come on, let's lock in. We got the Rams this Sunday at home.
Ridiculous.
So I think it's hilarious. I think we're gonna end up talking about Deshaun Watson last because I think he's gonna be a long conversation. The Dolphins lose their 1st-round pick in 2023 draft and 3rd in 2024 for the Tom Brady / Sean Payton tampering. So there was obviously something there. Brady was going to Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bill Belichick, very Games of Thrones-ish, throws out a little text to the wrong Brian. Oh, congratulations on the Giants job. Oh, I meant to send that to Brian. Dave, common mistake.
I mean, he is a tactician.
Common mistake. I get my Brian's mixed up, offensive coordinator there. One of my former defensive assistants. I don't know the difference. I don't know which Brian I'm talking to. I'm sorry. I maybe had one too many, 2 glasses of wine. That shit is so fucking incredible that Belichick did that.
Does this make you like Bill Belichick more?
100%.
Always playing chess. Everyone else is playing Chinese checkers.
For real. And now it makes sense why Flores was like, I'm not going to meet with him on the boat. That's tampering. It was fucking Tom Brady and Stephen Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, because they're both Michigan alums. They've been plotting this for years. And obviously Brady's wife, Giselle, likes Miami. So I know they had a house there before they even started talking about this. So Bill fucking Belichick, man.
That's wild.
Dude. I hope I know Patriots fans are you're sufferable and all that shit. I hope Belichick just gets 1 Super Bowl without Brady. And just it's after this too. And it's just yep, I am the emperor, dude. You're Darth Vader, I'm the emperor. Because that whole plot and thing right there, that's incredible.
And that penalty's harsher than the Deshaun Watson suspension.
Great segue, Morgan. Let's talk about it. Deshaun Watson suspended for 6 games. It is now Roger Goodell and the NFL are looking for an indefinite suspension. They have filed what is an appeal with a person out of New Jersey. I forget what his gentleman's name is. That literally is the NFL's guy. So the third-party judge for the NFLPA and the NFL decided 6 games because that is, you guys in your guidelines, 6 games for sexual assault is what the book states, and that's what this was. So Sean Watson potentially back for week 7 versus the Baltimore Ravens. And then week 8. So I just really want to talk about week 8. I want to set the stage for you guys. It's Halloween night, by the way. The Monday Night Football game. Sean Watson versus Joe Burrow. ESPN primetime, Monday Night Football. If this is 6-game suspension holds up, and part of me, like, obviously what he did is awful. He should have been suspended for the year, whatever. Part of me, I just can't wait for that ESPN promo. ESPN Monday Night Football, Burrow versus Watson next. I can't wait for it. And all of America, this Deshaun Watson thing will dissipate over time as it does for most of these athletes. I mean, literally
hit the field, people are going to forget.
Literally on the boat yesterday, somebody asked me why Kobe Bryant changed from jersey number 8 to 24. And I was like, are you serious? Like, the shit just flies over. Let's talk about another Cleveland Brown, Kareem Hunt. He's literally on video kicking a chick in the stomach. Like, come on. Like, stop acting like we give a shit what these guys.
What state was that?
I think it was in Ohio, actually.
Well, didn't they just overturn? I don't know. Let's move on.
Although I did see, I think it's somewhere in Deshaun's new contract, it says he has to use the team masseuse and no others.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's not allowed to facilitate outside masseuses anymore.
That's incredible.
I don't get it.
I mean,
I get it. It's the NFL. They don't care.
No, I mean like people who with that much money who just like fuck it up.
I mean,
did he fuck it up though? Because he's still making a shit ton of money and he's still going to play in the NFL.
240 million plus.
Put it on the line.
All guaranteed. Every dime. He is getting 240 million plus. Wow.
Made out like a bandit.
And you want to know what? I want to circle back around to that Monday night game if he plays. I was talking about this with Jack when I was out in California. We were at the gym, and it lived in my head rent free there because it just happened when I was out there. And I was literally like, I just got done, doing pull-ups, and I looked over at Jack and I was like, "You want to know what I can picture right now?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "Stat line underneath Deshaun Watson for the play of the game: 24 for 31, 323, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick." They're interviewing him after the game. Deshaun, how did it feel to be out there with your teammates after all, the circumstances that you had to overcome? It's been a really big distraction for my team lately. I just, feel blessed to be back out there with, my teammates. And, first off, I want to thank God and, just thank everybody for, supporting me through, these unfortunate circumstances that have happened. I can picture it in my head happening. And it's like, I'm just going to be sitting there week 8 if he plays, just like, I spoke this into existence.
You forgot to mention, I want to thank for the people who never doubted me and always.
Yeah. People that stood by my side and know the truth and exactly what happened with all these, allegations, and to know what type of person I am, because I don't care, what the rest of the world thinks of Deshaun Watson. I care about what my family thinks of Deshaun Watson. He's got to talk to that third person too. I can picture that in my head.
That's gross.
God, I love the NFL.
King is back.
The king has returned. Dude, the NFL is the best though. Like, these dudes run at each other at 20 plus miles an hour, just try to absolutely take each other's heads off. And we're sitting there like, yeah. Fuck,
yeah.
Man.
Didn't get as many games as we thought. Well, that you thought.
Well, we'll see.
I knew it.
I mean, we'll have the appeal. You are right now. But we're gonna see here because they have like X amount of time before we're in the regular season. We're less than a month away, probably, or a little over a month. I'm not sure. Around 30 days.
Preseason week 1.
Preseason week 1. I mean,
Hard Knocks is on Wednesday.
Ooh, baby.
Who's Hard Knocks this year?
Detroit Lions. I know Morgan's gonna be tuning in.
Will I?
Speaking of, we'll have some stuff for you guys to watch and listen to because me and Matt, I believe, are going to go to the Patriots-Lions game on the 9th.
Oh, yeah.
Free tickets. Got all access pass.
All access pass. We're going to be sitting there. The week before, I'm actually heading down to Philadelphia. I'm going to go watch a Jags-Eagles game. So I get Patriot games back-to-back, baby.
Christ. Why do you do that to yourself?
I mean, I am a Jags fan. I'm going to go support my team. They're in the Northeast, and one of my coworkers has season tickets to the Eagles, so he invited me down to go watch them beat the piss out of the Jags. So it's going to be great. Super excited.
Watch that, and then we can watch the Patriots absolutely dismantle the Lions.
I don't know if I should wear a Jags jersey in Philly though.
Why?
It's Philly.
It's Philly.
So what?
Wow.
I mean, if you're going to go there, you might as well go to the entire field.
Here's the thing, and I just want to like throw this out there on the 0.000001% chance that the Jaguars have a good game and win that game. I don't want to get jumped walking out of the stadium.
I mean, it's Philly. You could just get jumped even if you aren't wearing a Jags jersey.
We're making some good points.
So might as well just do it. Go out doing something you love, right?
We'll have it in memoriam.
Yeah, right. That'll just be in the next episode. Just like body cast it up.
Another soul.
Well, if I wasn't having my ACL surgery like a month before that, so I like felt like I'd be like able to at least jog away. So that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Well,
jog away.
Adrian Peterson this shit and get rehabbed in like a month.
I just got to take steroids, I think, right, guys?
I think so.
Just like,
Probably.
yeah, just take steroids, heal up, be back in 4.5 months, and
Yeah, use a switch on a kid. I'm sure that helps in its own way.
I'm sure, I'll just make sure that my ACL surgery is 23 days from now. What I'll do is I'll make sure I'm able to pop out a baby in the next 23 days. So by the time I'm like 2 months into the surgery, I can get the switch ready. That's not how that works, Nick. You can't just pop out a baby in 23 days.
I don't think so.
What about if I clone myself?
Say,
and we speed up the cloning process.
Shit, you can pull the science now.
Science. So ridiculous. These conversations go so off the rails. I love it.
Well, that'd be fun. Philadelphia.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Get a cheesesteak while you're there.
I will. Yeah, when I went down last time, I got a cheesesteak. It was really good.
Yep.
And then all access. Is that a 1 o'clock game for the Pats too?
It is. So we're gonna be.
What does all access with the Patriots mean? You get
We get the Bud Light party tent, all you can eat food, all you can drink for like 2 hours.
Prior to kickoff.
So you guys aren't seeing the kickoff.
We saw the kickoff.
Yeah, we saw kickoff last time.
First off, Morgan, let's just talk about this.
First of all, we're professionals. Right?
Last time we did this, we literally went to that Bud Light kick. Oh, first off, we pregame with TJ and TJ's cousin before the game. And we walked over to the Bud Light kickoff. And then at the Bud Light kickoff, we went into the game. And in the game, we were feeling good. We were, feeling loose. And we were like, hey, you want to know what? Red Sox, Yankees, Sunday Night Baseball. Buy the ticket, standing room on the monster. Let's do it.
I'm debating taking that Monday off.
Yeah, because I was going to say it's probably the best move for us to take that Monday off, because at that point, there's going to be no Red Sox baseball in October, obviously.
No.
So I think what we should do is right after the game, just go hit, the Gillette Plaza, go watch the 4 o'clock game, watch the 8 o'clock game.
Yeah, I think that's the safest bet.
Absolutely keep it rolling. We'll get a hotel again. We'll be
that place was cheap.
super cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, take that Monday off.
Boom.
There you have it.
Easy peasy. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to cover? It's been 2 weeks. I know we missed a lot of stuff.
Nope, I got nothing. And I got nothing.
All right.
The Lioness is back.
Oh, she was back. She won me a bet out in LA, Morgan.
Who bet on Pena?
So we were at a sports bar with Jack. It was me, Jack, and Jack's fiance, Anastasia. And by the way, this is like one of the coolest sports bars I've ever been to. It's called Elbow Room. Fire name for a sports bar. They had all like UFC up on all the screens. It was like in like the middle of Hollywood. It was open, like outside stuff, which I like outside stuff. And they had Bud Light draft, and sold. But sitting there, enjoying it, and there a fight's about to come on. I was like, dude, Nunes looks like she's gonna kill somebody. And Jack's like, I want Nunes to win, so I'm gonna bet on Pena. He's like, I'll bet the bar tab that Pena wins. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll take Nunes, whatever. It's just absolutely beat the piss out of her for 5 rounds. And I was like, yeah,
Did you see any of the post-game interview or fight?
Not really.
Oh my God. Amanda was just like, yeah, I could have beat her and knocked her out in like the first, second round. But, I really wanted to show her that I was just better than her. And there's no need for another match. Like, I'm just better than her.
I was at the bar that I usually go to, the Celtic, sitting next to like 4 dudes who were watching the fight on their phone, and they all had money on Pena. All of them. And I was like, that's not going to happen for you guys. Like, it's going to be a rough night for all 4 of you.
Bro, the second she walked out, I was like, oh, she's winning this fight.
Also,
the second she walked in.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice? Maybe it's happened more often than not, just because I've been watching them more recently. They played the feed up to the pay-per-view like real close to the main event.
Yeah, that's usual.
I usually feel like they cut it off like sooner before the main card than that, because it was like right up to like 11:30 at night or something like that. We were
Weird.
watching it. For a second we thought they were just going to show it on TV to like try to get ratings up,
No,
because it was like they got into the ring and everything.
Damn.
it's dependent on the previous fights. Like if they
Yeah.
run long, like
Like
the
they were
feed-
all in the ring, and we were like, "Are they about to show this fight like for free?"
That'd be sweet if they did.
Yeah, well, we thought they were going to show it for free for a little bit and then cut it off and then make people buy it because maybe the purchases weren't up.
I think UFC should do that though. They should have like one card a year where it's like
Free.
it's free. Like a pay-per-view card is free. I'm sure you could like up the
They
revenue.
make it back with a fucking.
Like you could just like pay people as like, you know, wages that they deserve to be making anyways. But like
why would they do that?
because what like the poor is Morgan. That's why.
It's a money business.
I understand that. But like
And people still buy the pay-per-views anyway, so
I know, but
why would
Instead
you
of-
put it out for
instead of
free if you
having-
know they're just gonna
instead of
buy it?
having like X amount of people watching, you could have this more amount of people watching if you put it out for free once a year. Like
Does that translate to more money though?
more exposure for the sport. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
mean,
don't
it's
need
the most
more
popular.
exposure. Everybody knows fucking UFC at this point. Maybe
But-
10 years ago they could have done that, but now it doesn't.
It's not a terrible idea.
No, it's a terrible idea.
You're a terrible idea.
At what point do you think they'll ever make the Super Bowl pay-per-view?
No.
Packers suck,
Think
by
of
the
the money
way.
they'd make. Think of the money they'd make.
The TV contracts are more than the UFC pay-per-views. So
I'm so excited for the Packers to lose in the first round of the playoffs again.
me too.
I'm now that you said that to me that you think that's a bad idea, that's what I'm hoping for you.
Okay, I'm fully expecting that, so that ain't even gonna hurt my feelings.
I hope it's like to a team though, like not the 49ers, like somebody that doesn't have your number. You want to know what I really hope, Morgan?
The Vikings make the playoffs and they beat you in the playoffs.
That'd be a good one at Lambeau, like Justin
Classic.
Jefferson doing the old Randy Moss just mooning the crowd. Shout out Randy. I like that. But I don't know.
No,
Maybe-
you want the fucking Cowboys to beat me because that'll be
Maybe-
like McCarthy winning.
Maybe like a little NFC championship loss to the Cowboys or something, like in Green Bay too. Like
So you would rather me lose and have to deal with all the fucking Cowboy fans going to a Super Bowl?
sure would.
Wow.
Just after that one comment, you said my idea was bad.
Wow. Those are
I mean-
Cowboy fans.
It would also be funny though if Brady wanted to beat you guys again. I'd enjoy that too.
I don't even care at this point.
What do you think about Rodgers? We didn't talk about Rodgers. My man was microdosing in the offseason.
Psychedelics.
Do what you got to do.
Get the mind right, you know what I mean?
I'm all for it.
His mind ain't right.
What do you mean? He got a great astrology tattoo with his new girlfriend, you know, Blue of whatever her name is. Blue of Earth, is that it?
I
Well,
could give a
fine,
shit less. I don't know.
What do you say, Morgan?
That's his problem. Not ours.
As long as she bewitches him for the playoff run and fucking makes him forget about him choking in the playoffs and gets us to a Super Bowl, I don't.
Which is
Was it really quick? Was it on the podcast you said that you would sacrifice Aaron Rodgers? You would do a human sacrifice for Aaron Rodgers if the Packers win the Super Bowl this year.
It's fact. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I've got a few people I work with lined up.
Yeah. Boy, it's like Packers over everything, baby. All right. Anything else, guys?
That's it.
All right, let's let these fine folks out of here. Thank you guys for listening to us. Make sure you guys give us 5 stars, whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and then I believe there's Amazon. If you're watching us on YouTube and you made it this far, make sure you guys give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, because we do live events. Maybe we'll go live while we're down in Atlanta at the Braves game. You can see us all absolutely hammered. We will be doing the weight box challenge there one of the evenings. So RIP to me and Morgan, at least. I know Nick will be fine.
Yeah.
But I think we're wear a crop top for that too, by the way.
What?
I'm gonna get a white t-shirt and like cut it off and just wear crop top.
You're not going to need the whole thing anyway.
Well, not like you know what I mean?
I'm opting out.
You can't opt out.
Not an option.
Not an option.